So on this last tell-all, we learned that Mike and Natalie not only are no longer together, but Natalie has moved out, not with Juliana, which is where she was in the last episode, but Natalie has moved on from Juliana's, and that's what I want to talk about today. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie. I'm the She in Sheality TV. But first things first. I primarily talk about reality TV goings on this channel, but I recently started a new channel that is mostly social and lifestyle commentary, and that channel is called Brain Candy. I'll leave the link to that channel in the description box for this video below. Now let's get back to reality. So like I said in the intro, Natalie left Juliana's house, right? Remember, she left Mike's place to go stay with Juliana where she had a bedroom. But in the tell-all, they let us know that she's no longer at Juliana's place. She has moved to Florida. So she tells us that she moved to Florida, and right away, I gotta say, I have a new respect for Yara and for Julia. Keep getting all these Julias and Julianas, I get them mixed up. But I have a new respect for Yara and Julia, Brandon's wife, because as soon as Natalie said that she was in Florida, that she lived in Florida now, they both jumped on her. They're like, well, how are you supporting yourself? And Mike says she has my bank card, which means Mike is supporting her. Now, on the one hand, I think, you should be supporting her, not because she deserves that, but because you were stupid enough to bring her to the US, even with all the red flags she had waving in your face. They weren't together when he brought her to the US because she gave him back his ring on his last visit to her hometown, right? So they weren't a couple when her K-1 visa got approved. They were already broken up. But he still brought her to the US on the K-1 visa, and the rest is history, right? For all of you who are going to come for me and say, she doesn't deserve it. No, I agree. She doesn't deserve it. He shouldn't have to financially take care of her. But he's stuck doing it now because if your judgment is so bad that you bring someone who's going to leech off of you into the country, then she should leech off of you. Maybe that will teach you a lesson. Anyways, so Natalie tells us that she's in Florida, and that's where she's living now. And like I said, Yara and Julia jump all over her, and they're like, well, if you weren't going to stay with Mike, if you were going to move out and leave the city, why did you not go home? You could have gone home to your mother. Why did you not go home? We all know why she didn't go home. She didn't go home because she didn't come to the US to be with Mike. She came to the US to be in the US, and she used Mike to do it. Now, the only person who actually straight up said those words was Mike's mom. Naturally. So they bring Trish on, and Trish, of course, says you've been nothing but mean to him and you used him, right? Which is kind of what Yara and Julia said when they said, instead of moving to Florida, why didn't you go home and be with your mom, right? Why did you stay in the US so that an American could finance your lifestyle, right? I feel like it should be a rule. If she leaves the city, or if someone comes into the US and they get married and the marriage doesn't work out, if they leave the state, that person shouldn't be responsible financially for them anymore. They should have to leave the country, right? Because clearly Natalie did not come to the US for Mike. We all knew that. We all knew that when she called him and said, I got my K-1. We all knew that. Anyway, Julia is particularly pissed off because she says, people like you are the reason that people like us can't have an easy time with the whole K-1 process, right? She says, this is why the K-1 visa process is so difficult. You could have come on any other type of visa, but you came on a K-1, and now you want him to divorce you, and you move to another state. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that he should have to pay for her lifestyle because she deserves it. I'm saying he should have to pay for her lifestyle because he ignored the red flags. Why should the American taxpayer get stuck with the bill of having Natalie go on whatever assistance because Mike ignored all the red flags and brought her into the country? So what? she could live for free? He should have to pay for her. He should. Maybe next time he'll think twice. But I do believe that his mom is right. I think that that Julia, God, I can't keep their names straight. Julia and Yara were right. She should have gone home. And an honest person would have gone home. An honest person who came into the US with the intention of being married to the person who brought them in, who sponsored them, would have gone back to the Ukraine. But Natalie's not honest because she did not come into the US for the sake of the fact that she was supposed to love Mike. She came to the US to come into the US and to leech off of Mike, period, because that's exactly what she's doing. So anyways, back to Mike and his bank card and Natalie. So when he says, when they all ask how she's funding herself, like, how are you funding your lifestyle in Florida? And Mike says, like, I don't know, the tone just made me go, dude, you're a dummy. When he says, she's got my bank card, like as if she stole it. Dude, you gave it to her so that she could afford to live in Florida. So what, are we supposed to feel sorry for Mike because she's got my bank card? You should have canceled it. But he didn't, right? His tone kind of made me feel like he was expecting everybody to go, oh my God, Natalie, how could you still have his bank card? Dude, you gave it to her. And then he says, well, as soon as they leave the tell-all or New York or wherever it is that they are, as soon as they leave, he's gonna cancel it. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that he's gonna cancel that card at all. What's she gonna do? I think he's still too, I don't know if the word is mesmerized or chicken or weak. I'm not sure what the word is, but he's still too something to actually cancel the card and leave her high and dry. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, that's all I've got for Mike and Natalie and the 90-Day Fiance Happily Ever After tell-all. Don't forget to come visit me over on Braid Candy. I'll see you next time. Peace.